Top 10 safest fragrances to blind buy for men. Now, of course, when it comes to purchasing fragrances, we know that sometimes they can be super expensive, they can be a daring DNA, they can be really hard to source, really hard to track down, hard to find. All of these are highly accessible. A lot of these are more recent / modern DNAs, and these are very easy to find. You're not going to break the bank if you purchase one of these fragrances, especially if you look around online. You can actually find a lot of these for a really good price. So I'm excited to talk to you about these top 10 safe blind buy fragrances for men. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I talk to you about these top 10 safe blind buy fragrances for men, all of these are really easy to recommend. All of these have a mass appealing DNA for the most part, and they're also quite inexpensive. I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So, of course, with a lot of these designer fragrances and some of the niche as well, you can pick them up at Max Aroma. If you're interested, you can use the code RED10 and you'll save 10% off the entire website. You also get a free 5 ml travel atomizer of gin and tonic by Micallef, which is one of my favorites. And of course, I don't make any commission off sales. If you use that code, it's just so the brand can track, who's using the code and who isn't. If you guys like deals or if you don't, I had the opportunity to earn commission, but I declined it. I just want you to save all of that money. RED10 will get you 10% off. So let's start off with the first one, and this is Eau de Parfum Intense, or Y Eau de Parfum Intense by Yves Saint Laurent. This is a huge compliment getter. So here's the thing, do not pay full retail for this. You can get the original Y. I would highly recommend it. I was actually gonna put the original Y on this list, but I couldn't find my bottle. My fragrances are all over the place. I really do need to do a better job of organizing them. But YSL Y is this very creamy tonka bean green apple type of a fragrance. It's a mass appealing DNA. You can't go wrong with Y by Yves Saint Laurent. So this one is very easy to recommend. And of course, if you find it discounted online, you'll end up paying a lot less than what you would pay at like a Macy's or something like that. And you still have the luxury of telling people you're wearing an Yves Saint Laurent perfume. Now, of course, there's also La Venture Night by Haramain. This fragrance smells like Green Irish Tweed by Creed. And let me tell you something, they do a darn good job at this. I purchased this so many years ago. I actually bought this one, the original La Venture. The pineapple, from the original La Venture, the pineapple, the apple, the blackcurrant, that's their version of Creed Aventus. This one has the Florentine iris, the lemon verbena, the citrus in the opening. It's such an easy to wear fragrance. I mean, Green Irish Tweed, it's an iconic perfume going back to 1985, composed by Pierre Bourdon. And of course, La Venture Night, I mean, this one gets a lot of fingerprints on the bottle, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, very classy, elegant, and it definitely gives off old money vibes. Want to make sure the cap is on the right way. I don't know, I can be like that sometimes. All right, Rasasi Hawas. Everybody's heard about this one. Very fresh, compliment getting, easy going. Sometimes I've seen this as cheap as 22 bucks. It's a really inexpensive fragrance. And of course, it does smell similar to Invictus Aqua, despite the fact that this came out before Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabanne. But Hawas for him is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance by Rasasi. And of course, this one with that, bright grapefruit introduction, that aquatic tendency that it has, it's a wonderful fragrance. Huge compliment getter. You're going to save a lot of money. It's a super safe blind buy. So another way that you can look at this is all of these recommendations will also make really good gifts for somebody. We also have Explorer by Montblanc. So this fragrance, you've heard the narrative, right? This is the designer version of Creed Aventus, the pineapple, the vanilla. It's a really mass appealing DNA. You're going to save a ton of money getting this one over getting Creed Aventus. And of course, if you look online, you'll save even more money versus purchasing it at Macy's or Ulta or something like that. Don't do that. Not for any of these, please. Here's the brand new one. This one, I don't know if it can be found discounted. I think at one point I did see it somewhere online. selling for less than retail. So this is the brand new Polo 67 by Ralph Lauren. This is a safe blind buy, number one, because it's not Polo green, right? That one goes back to the late 70s. I can't recommend it nowadays. It's not Polo red, which is also very good. It's a compliment getter, but it's a little bit on the sweet side of things. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. And it's not Polo blue, which has also been around for a very long time. And even though I personally enjoy Polo blue and its associated flankers, a lot of people might also criticize it for the fact that it's been around for a long time. They're looking for something that's a bit more on the modern side of things. With Polo 67, the aromatic pineapple, and thank goodness it smells nothing like Creed Aventus. This one will also get you compliments. And, you know, it's an inexpensive fragrance, all things considered. I mean, I know the price of a lot of fragrances is going up, especially if you get the brand new Y Elixir by Yves Saint Laurent. That one was like, what, 180 something bucks for a 50 ml or 60 ml, whatever it is. It's crazy, right? Ralph Lauren fragrances are still fairly priced, so thank goodness. All right. The easiest fragrance to recommend as a blind buy from the company Gucci is the original Gucci Guilty, right? If you want something different, I know they just came out with Gucci Guilty Essence, which I also acquired and I've reviewed it. But the original Gucci Guilty, the violet, the, you know, orange blossom, the citrus, I mean, it's such an easy to wear fragrance. You have a bit of coriander spice in here as well. It's fresh. And it's a huge compliment getter. And again, do not pay retail. Do not pay retail. Max Aroma might have this for a good price. I haven't checked. I'm sorry, but do not pay retail, right? This one is very easygoing, mass appealing. You can find it online for a very good price. Now let's go to this one. So this one is a bit on the sweet side of things, creamy. You have this tonka bean thing happening in here by Bentley. It's called Momentum Unbreakable. And Bentley fragrances, I have Silver Lake. I have a lot of other Bentley fragrances. And this one, wow, I really enjoy this one. So this one is very smooth, very creamy. You get a little bit of spice in here. People do compare it to another fragrance, but this one is also very easy to wear. So again, look online. A lot of these car brands, whether it be Lamborghini or Bentley or Ferrari, they're super expensive, but their fragrances, dirt cheap. In the number 3 spot, I hope I didn't put more than 10, did I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I did 10. So as far as compliments go, and something that's very easy to, you know, wear and recommend, Myself by Yves Saint Laurent. Now, I know the Le Parfum just came out. I prefer the Le Parfum. So that fragrance has a lot more vanilla and amber, and it's a bit warmer. It's longer lasting. The original Eau de Parfum, this has the orange blossom, the aromatic tendencies in the heart, and the citrus, this is a bit more diffusive. And so this one can also be found for a discount online. The Le Parfum, it just came out. It's going to be a bit harder to find at a discount, but the original is very easy to recommend. Pretty much anything from this brand is easy to recommend price-wise, not as far as the smell is concerned. For example, there's like Rich Warm Addictive, which is a very dark sort of ambery tobacco fragrance. And, you know, they have some that are kind of hard to recommend, or I think it's going to be contingent upon your personal taste. Here's one that's very fresh, citrusy. It's called Floating Around by Zara. If you can still find this one, if they still make it, it's part of the Day collection. This one is also very easy to wear. Yeah, just very bright, citrusy. It does give off casual vibes. And for the price, I think it was under like 20 bucks. So it's dirt cheap, right? So I would highly recommend you check this one out, especially if you're looking to save some money or if you just want to get like a gift for somebody. But in the number 1 spot, so I was really surprised by this one. I got it in the mail, I sprayed it, and I said, hold on a second. I know what this is. And I looked up the notes, and it's not exactly the same, but there's pineapple, and there's oak moss, and there's jasmine. And I said, I know what this is, 100%. And this one is actually very similar to Hachivat by Nishane. So if you've ever tried Hachivat, this one is so similar to it. It's a little less smoky though, a little less earthy. And I know Hachivat doesn't list birch tar as an ingredient, but I met up with Jorge Lee, who's a perfumer. I met up with him in Istanbul, Turkey. I've had many conversations with him. I went out to lunch with him. He gave me a tour of the factory, and he told me himself there is birch tar in Hachivat. So for all the people who commented on one of my previous videos, oh, there's no Birch Tar and Hachavat because I looked up the note breakdown and then... Okay, calm down. This one has a bit of a smoky appeal, but it's not overwhelming. This one is more earthy, but it's brighter in the opening. So it has like this complement factor of Creed Aventus, which really surprised me. But at the same time, it also has like this darker personality. So it's like an affordable, inexpensive Creed Aventus or Hachavat, right? But it has a mass appeal. It has a complement factor. Last time I checked, it was like $39, right? This one by Cadl is called Valor Chivalry. This is a really interesting fragrance. I haven't seen too many people talk about this one, but in full disclosure, I've been quite busy and I haven't really seen too many comments or too many videos of people, reviewing fragrances online. I need to get back on the game. But this one is an awesome fragrance. If you haven't tried this fragrance by Cadl, this is called Valor Chivalry. So again, nice distribution on the atomizer. Yeah, it's Hachavat. It's a brighter, less smoky Hachavat. That's what I get from it. This is really good. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you took something of value from today's episode. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. Thanks again so much. I love you all. And we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.